Hi, in this video I will demonstrate how you can customize the Weblogic console. The customization I will demonstrate in this video is inspired on the Siebel CRM message broadcasting. Siebel CRM message broadcasting provides a way for administrators to send important information directly to the screen of the Siebel users. This information is presented in a scrolling message bar on the bottom of the screen. A similar message broadcasting function can be added to the Weblogic console using Weblogic Console extension. This may be used to notify other Weblogic admins about upcoming changes, pending issues, or any other information you would like to share with your fellow administrators. For this demo I already prepared a Weblogic domain and added this domain as a server to my NetBeans IDE, so I'm able to control it from here. To customize the Weblogic console, you have to create a Weblogic console look and feel. A look and feel is a WAR file containing cascading style sheets, images, JavaScript and skeleton GSP files. When deployed to an admin server and enabled, the customizations contained in this WAR file will be unioned in memory with the existing Weblogic console. You can also enable multiple console extensions at the same time. For example, Weblogic 12c comes already with some enabled extensions, which you can find here from Preferences in the tab Extensions, and one of these is here, Coherence. This coherence extension here adds this link to the domain structure and adds this summary of coherence clusters page to the Weblogic console. Console extensions can be enabled and disabled when you want to, and it can be easily done by selecting the extension, disable it and restart the admin server. And as you can see, you can also run multiple console extensions at the same time. So let me start by creating a new web application project. It is not necessary to set up a project in NetBeans or any other IDE to develop a Weblogic console look and feel, but it makes it a lot easier. So let's name it Weblogic Console Broadcast. And create it. We don't need this index, it's created by default. The NetUX extension is a file necessary to build a look and feel, and it is the deployment descriptor for the Weblogic console look and feel. So we add this one to the project. When building a Weblogic console extension, you need to expand a template, set up a directory structure, pre-compile GSP files and compile Java classes. I've created an end task for it, an end script, to simplify the build process for a look and feel. And to be able to use this file, some properties have to be set to match the Weblogic home, domain home and some other essential values. For example, the Weblogic admin name and password. You also can change some properties starting with NetUX. These values are not essential for the functionality of the application, What these values do is, on the initialization of the project, it will create a copy of the NetUX extension and change the provider information here. So it only changes some version and description of the deployment descriptor. So now we have set up the properties correctly. We can initialize the project. By running this target. As you can see here, the execution of the target creates a new folder, extension source. This is the folder containing the source files for the look and feel. The folder is already provisioned with files which are extracted from the look and feel template. And the look and feel template comes with Weblogic 12c and can be found in every Weblogic installation under the Weblogic server home in the folder server lib console -extension /templates. So let's show it here. That's this zip file, and most of the folder structure here and files comes from this template. To be able to broadcast messages, a host is required to publish the messages, and for that I will use a JSON file as the source. And this JSON file contains a single array with name-value pairs, where each name is message and the value contains the message which will be shown later on. To publish the messages I use the script JSON web, and this is a bash script acting as a web server. And to start this script you have to supply the port number where it listens on, and the JSON file which will be published by the web server. As you can see, it's now listening for a request. When a request is made to this web server, it returns the JSON file as a JSONP callback function. If the callback, as you can see here, if the callback function is not set in the HTTP request, the web server will return the callback function JSONP callback. Otherwise, when specifying a specific callback function, it will return the JSON data as the requested callback function. So now the broadcast server is up and running. It's time to add the message bar to the Weblogic Console extension to display the messages. Logical location for this would be here at the bottom of the screen, because this part is always visible. And to find this location within the extension, tools like Inspector are good tools to find the location. For example, if we select this, in this footer, we see that this footer is using the class WRC footer. So when we go back to our source, you're gonna find this class in the source code, and we see that's in a CSS file. No, that's not the correct location, so it will be in the footer.gsp. This footage.jsp can be found here in framework, skeletons, the name of your extension, and you will see, there it is. This is the same file here. The message bar I will be adding in this video is an Angular application using a single controller to retrieve the messages. To be able to use Angular, the Angular JavaScript has to be included in the page. So let's do it first by adding the JavaScript to the project. In the JavaScript, and because we make an extension, we create a separate folder for it. And let's copy the file to that location. And we have to load this Angular script also into the page. Therefore I will cheat a little bit by cutting and pasting some code here. So now we added the import of the Angular script. And the end indicator in this message bar, which will show the status of the broadcast server, uses some icons. So I'll add those too. And add those to the images folder in extension. To format the messages and make the transition between the messages nicer, I have here some CSS. It's not really important for the function of this application, but also makes it a little bit more attractive to look at. And then we have to add the Angular application itself. And the Angular application here is HTML enriched with some Angular statements. What this does, it shows an image which shows the status of the message server, and when the status is okay, it will show a green ball, and otherwise it will show a red ball. The message is shown as an unordered list with list items for which only one is made visible based on an index. And this information is controlled by an Angular controller, and that's the core of the application itself. It's not too much. So we also add the controller. And what you can see here is that this Angular application defines that it's using the message controller, which is created here, and for example contains functions like status OK, which returns the data. The controller is also responsible for the communication with the broadcasting server, and retrieve the messages here. So now we have the application in place. We have to compile, build and deploy the application, or the Weblogic Console extension to be correct, and that can also be done using this on task, which has a build and deploy target. So it is running now, and let's see what's happening here. So we can see it initializes the build, does some preparation on the compilation, copies files, creates classes using a precompiler, and then we'll deploy the console extensions, and afterwards it will stop and start the Weblogic server. So it's now restarting. So let's see if it has been restarted. Let's log on. And as you can see, the messages are shown here, and they are retrieved from the server. You can see the green indicator here. So we know that the communication between the Weblogic console and the server is working fine. So if we stop the server, the broadcast server, we'll see here immediately that the status indicator turns red. And as soon as we restart it again, for example, add a message, and as soon as we restarted it, we can see it turns green, and it's showing also the new message. So that's it for now.